Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Ashul. I'm so excited to be hosting the Blaze talk show. This is going to be our holiday special. We're going to be talking about the Christmas holidays, how we're spending our holidays, how we're practicing self-care. It's going to be really great. Just kind of get some tips from us on some of the things that we do during the holidays. We're so excited. I'm excited to be back here on the Blaze, getting to talk to you more, and I'm going to let my co-hosts also introduce themselves.
Yes, hi, I'm Natasha. I'm so excited to be part of this chat. I think we're going to have some raw, interesting, fun information, facts, and I think it's going to be just a blast for us to talk about holiday goodies.
Okay, hey everyone, I'm Ruby and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Christmas is honestly one of my favorite times of the year, and I can't wait to go through a few holiday topics with you today.
Great. Well, to get us started, let's start with a fun question. What is your favorite like holiday movie? Like a movie that you both watch maybe every year? Something that kind of stands out that you're like, a holiday isn't complete until I've watched this movie. Natasha, we'll start with you.
Okay, I am someone that just loves any romantic kind of film on Netflix, those holiday cheesy movies, I guess. I don't have a specific one, but I just like something that I don't have to like fully be engaged with. I can still be texting and doing other work, but it's just so cute and keeps my mind off of things. So I'd have to say anything Christmassy, romantic on Netflix. And I'll pass it to Ruby.
Okay, my Christmas film would favorite Christmas film would definitely have to be Home Alone. I think it's just such a hilarious film, and it's such a great film to watch with your family and friends. And it's funny to see all the chaos that Kevin gets into and his methods for dealing with the burglars.
Yes, it's so good. It's so cute.
You both
Definitely.
had some great suggestions, and as well, like Home Alone is a classic that I can never go without. But this year for me, it's definitely been The Grinch. I've really liked The Grinch this year. I kind of like the plot twist, how the Grinch kind of had a changing of character and becoming a good person. So definitely The Grinch for me this year. But as Ruby said, Home Alone is also a staple. Um, so as the holidays are coming along, like what are some of your plans, some of the things that you guys have planned for the holidays, or what do you normally do? How do you spend Christmas kind of leading into New Year? Ruby, start with you.
So I actually haven't decorated this year, which is a bit disappointing.
Oh
But I'll be
no.
going away for Christmas. So I'm going to this little town called Elora in Ontario, and I'm really excited for that. And since it's just me and my partner and we're going away, I haven't really seen much point in decorating this year. I don't know if anyone feels the same as me.
Yes, I will actually say I'm with you, Ruby. I am not someone that likes to decorate because I find to tear it all down is just too much work. I mean, I just have like little sprinkles of thing that's like holiday all around, but the massive, Christmas tree and everything around, like I just never really enjoy doing that. But I do going to see others have it. I love seeing that, but the mess to clean up after, no, not me. What about you?
I agree with you, Natasha. I'm really not one to decorate or go all out for Christmas. I may add a couple ornaments to a tree here and there every year, but normally for Christmas, for me at least, it's normally going to church and having a dinner with family. Occasionally, we might do something different, but for the most part, it's normally just church and like a nice dinner. But speaking of Christmas and our plans and everything, sometimes like we do find it hard to like, find calm in the storm of things and, different plans. So like what are some of the things that you both do to kind of find peace during this busy time during the holiday and like all the plans coming up? Like what are some of the ways that we can, tell some of our listeners that we find peace? We'll start with Natasha.
I am, and as all of you will get to know me, a big person with meditation and wellness. So I love every morning, I have a morning routine just to like calm myself, get my mind ready for the day because you can be chaotic. And a lot of people are going through a lot of tough things, such as grief, loss of jobs, or just things that they don't expect on top of the burden, potentially for others, to spend a lot of money during this time and go to events. So I always tell people, give yourself 5 minutes before you get out of bed just to get into your mindset, close your eyes, and think about how can you stay calm throughout the whole day? What's an affirmation you can take with you when you're feeling stressed? What about you, Ruby?
That's such an excellent answer. So I really agree, and I think self-care is so important during the holidays because I know things can get quite hectic. So
Mm-hmm.
what I do to try and look after myself is I'll go on walks or I'll go to the gym because I really find that going on long walks clears the mind and seeing nature really calms me down. And then something I love to do in the evening is make a nice hot cup of tea, grab
Yes.
a blanket and sit on the sofa and watch my favorite TV series. That is the best.
The best is chamomile tea, like at night before you go to bed, it just calms you instantly. So that's a great one.
Wow, you both had excellent suggestions. Tea, relaxing in bed. I think like a bit of those things. Something I incorporated, I would say 3 to 4 years ago, is saying no. Sometimes, like, when you do have a big group
Mhm.
of family and friends, like you can feel obligated to say yes to every single thing that you're invited to. But I think I learned that it's okay to say no to something. So that's really helps me, like, with the holidays. So just picking and choosing like which events I'm going to go to and like where I'm going to spend my time because you can feel overwhelmed and pressured and obligated sometimes. So just knowing that it's okay to set your own boundaries is something that I've really been practicing, not just for the holidays, but for everything in general, but really during the holidays, because that's when I feel like an extra piece of guilt kicks in where I feel like you have to say yes. So that's definitely something that has worked for me. Um,
Definitely.
Good
our
one.
next question will be, what are some acts of kindness that you've done or received that made the holidays kind of feel extra special for you personally? We'll start with you.
So it's really disappointing, but I haven't done anything that special this year that I can mention that's really impressive. But if I was to think off the top of my head, I'd say I've let my loved ones know that I'm there for them, and I've reached out to my friends to make sure they're doing okay. So, Natasha, how about you?
Those are all great, actually. I have been implementing that as well. But one really thing that's really important to me is helping the homeless. So, as you know, in Toronto downtown, there's so many, and I feel like there's been a more influx of them in the last couple of years, just what I've noticed. And just, buying one a meal, giving them like shelter or finding spaces for them to stay overnight, even just giving them like, I have so many blankets at home that I don't use that gets them warm in like -30 weather. And a lot of them are so appreciative, just even for like a cup of tea or just to talk to them. So I make it a point, especially during Christmas, I kind of like double it up more to give them lots of kindness and warmth during this period. What about you, Shal?
No, that's definitely kind. And honestly, with you, Ruby, as well, like I wouldn't say I've done anything, actual physically donating, but something that I've thought of or just been more mindful of is when you're going about your day-to-day life, just taking extra time during the holidays to be like kinder and to
Yeah.
maybe have conversations with people you normally wouldn't talk to, whether that's at the grocery store and you're checking out your groceries because, those people are really busy during the holidays and maybe they're just used to like, not someone actually taking the time to say, how is your day? Or do you have any plans for the holidays? So if you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't know what to do, I think definitely taking in some extra minutes to having some extra conversations with people, whether it's a drive through, a grocery store, just like your day to day life in public. So I think if you feel like, what should I do during the holidays? I started doing that and it really did, make me feel like I was doing something extra during the holidays. So that's something that definitely worked for me and I recommend trying out as well if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, because anything truly does make a difference. My next question would be what's your favorite Christmas memory or a moment that has always sort of brought a smile to your face? Like when you think back to Christmas, something that's made you a little bit happy and that you just never can forget. We'll start with you, Ruby.
So my favorite memory of Christmas would be the Christmases I spent with my family when I was a child. So my mum always made a big deal of Christmas for us, even though she didn't have that much money. So she'd go all out there with the presents, the decorations. And on Christmas Day, it was so energetic and lively because I have such a big family. So we'd play games, talk about things. It was really nice and it felt so magical. And my mum's Christmas dinners were the best. So she
Yeah.
put in the most effort for that. She made a starter, main course, and dessert. It was just amazing, and I so fancy, and I always looked forward to that. How about you, Natasha?
I love all those things you said. I think a lot of us have that similar feeling during the holidays. It's just like those memories with our family. For me, especially, I used to live in Winnipeg, so I moved to Toronto, and I started going here to the Christmas market. And it was something that was so magical for me because I went for some reason at night and it happened to start snowing really lightly. And you get hot apple cider, and it just gave you a moment to forget all the hustle bustle, everything that's going on. And you were just like, okay, this is what Christmas or the holidays are supposed to feel like, just warmth, kindness, and you just felt this love of everybody around. So I'd have to say the Christmas market.
Well, you both had great suggestions. The Christmas market I've seen a lot on social media, so I
Oh.
definitely want to try that out. I don't know if I still have time saying that as I'm leaving Toronto to go home, but I definitely want to try it out. If not this year, hopefully I get a chance next year. But for me, it's actually kind of a funny memory. And it's just like I remember being really young, and the house that we had at that time didn't really have like a chimney. So I was like in the movie, like that's where it's like Santa comes from. So I remember asking my sister, I'm like, oh, where's Santa coming? And she was like, oh, like the vent. And I was like, oh, really? So I actually believed that. So I just think it's funny. I always it comes to my mind during Christmas as like a thought or a memory. But speaking of Christmas thought and memories, do you enjoy attending events with your family and friends, or do you kind of feel like pressured to join? We'll start with Natasha.
I don't enjoy them. So for whoever is listening, you're not alone if you're someone that is an introvert more or you feel pressured that you have to go to these events. I also am not someone that likes small talk. I love deep conversations. So to have to go and answer like, how was your day? I just can't. So I have to say I don't and I do feel pressured. But I mean, there's ones that when you choose to go and you're actually in the mood to go, it can be really amazing and beautiful. But again, I have to say, like Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, all those events that your families all plan, I do feel pressured and don't always enjoy them. What about you, Ruby?
So it depends who it is really.
Yeah.
So if it's with my family, I don't feel pressured at all. In fact, I love to spend time with my family and friends at Christmas. And I personally think that Christmas is all about spending time with loved ones, creating special memories together. But I think if you do need that alone time, it's okay to take some time to recharge your batteries.
Mhm.
So on to you, Rochelle.
Yeah, no, a little bit of a mixture of both of you. I did have a moment in life where I did feel pressured to say yes, but
Yeah.
now I don't feel pressured to attend events. So if it's just not something that I want to go to, I'll simply say no. Took a while to get there. It didn't happen overnight, but yeah. So I definitely just attend the ones I pick and choose. Just like I was saying earlier, it's okay to say no and pick and
Yeah.
choose which events you want to attend. The next question I have is how do you support women-owned businesses during the holidays? As we know, sometimes it can be tempting to might like order something on Amazon where it might
Yeah.
come like the next day, whereas you might need to wait 2 weeks for a woman-owned business. So how do you make it an effort to support a woman-owned business during the holidays? Anyone who wants to start can start.
I can go. So I have my own side business personally, so I can relate to this fully. And I think, giving someone a chance to buy their product or invest in their service, especially when they're starting off, is so meaningful. Because I remember for me, it was, this insecurity of like, will people like my business? Will people invest in it? And when you see people do it, it felt like so good and it kept you wanting to keep going. So anytime I see a business, a self-owned one, even if it's by, like you said, women, I always make it a point to help them out just because I know that feeling. Pass it to you, Ruby.
That's really great. And I also agree with you. And I believe ways you could go to support small businesses is maybe promote them online. So maybe if
Yeah.
you like their products, share them on Facebook or Insta or TikTok, follow them, and also look up the small businesses in your local area
You know what you
to
said
find
that's
out where.
amazing is that you're so right. Just having someone post or reshare something of your business is supporting on its own. I think people confuse like we always have to give money, but it's just like helping market or talk about it literally is so good for all of us. It's a good point.
Exactly.
I agree with both of you. Definitely just a shout out or a post definitely does the trick. Sometimes I think pre-planning. So if you're working
Yeah.
for a company where they give out gift boxes or holiday boxes, and you know you're going to be doing something during the holidays, maybe placing your orders with that company because those are the times where you can advocate for women-owned businesses. And if you are looking for different specific items to add to your organization holiday boxes and you want to support women-owned businesses, I think, or if you're having a holiday party, whatever it is, instead of, purchasing from a major organization, from a smaller businesses, it would involve taking the extra step to plan ahead of time. So I think that's something you can incorporate. And it doesn't just have to be during the holidays, just being mindful of what purchases you can make from, women-owned businesses. But if you are planning to do something that's specifically holiday related, then I think just pre-planning and giving yourself a couple extra months than you would for a normal item that you're purchasing would be a great way to support a woman-owned business. My next question is, if you could receive anything for Christmas, or what would it be? We'll start with Natasha.
Well, I just lost my mom in April. So if anybody's going through grief, I think they might all relate with this. It's just to have her come back one more time, to have one more Christmas together and one more conversation. So my biggest, thing for everybody to hear here is if you're going through loss or you're going through a tough time, you're not alone. And I think it's just being present and taking it one step at a time. But that would be my wish. Ruby?
That's so sweet. That makes me feel so bad about what I was gonna say. So I was gonna say, like, if there was no limits, I would pick to have this big house. But that's so shallow now that I'm thinking
No,
about it.
no, of course. I would also like to have that as well.
Yeah, no. For Christmas, both of you had like, yes, love to have any house. I guess like the best gift for Christmas would probably be, this is such a great question. Why? I think if I could eat unlimited amount of sweets and not
Ooh,
worry about
yes.
repercussions because
That's a good one. That is a good one.
because like you're surrounded by so many good foods and it's like tempting sometimes. So if it would be just for Christmas, you could eat whatever you want. No, you don't have to worry about any of the side effects. Don't have to worry about the calorie counting or anything, and all the nutrition is there. That would be great. But definitely during the holidays, being mindful because if you go to the grocery store, you see all these chocolates and all this candy,
So
and
delicious.
especially the limited edition stuff. But
And usually right after holidays are done, it marks it down. So you're also tempted to be like, okay, well, it's like 50% off. Let's get those chocolates. So I feel you.
No. That's so true. Next question would be like, is there one dish that your family cooks every year for the holidays? Something that you would say is a staple in your home that it's not complete, or if it's not even a dish, just something you purchase from the store every year. Whether it's cookies, any sort of thing that you're like, every year my family has to have these, and that's how I know it's the holidays.
So I can go. We have like we're Caribbean culture, so we're Trinidadian, and so we always like to have like a rum cake. So you'll always look forward to it at any occasion during the holidays. Ruby?
So I'm actually from the UK, and a big thing in the UK to have at Christmas is mince pies and Christmas
Ooh,
pudding. I don't know if you've tried either of them, but they're delicious.
so good.
No,
That's there every year. And we also used to have quality streets always around at Christmas.
Mm, love it.
both
How
are
about you, Ashol?
Both are great. Definitely, for my family, I've noticed something that's been purchased from Costco are these white powder cookies. Totally forget the name, but they come in a
Mm,
red box.
I know them.
Oh,
They're so good.
every year. My mom gets them for Christmas, and she puts them in the kitchen on this. She gets them way ahead of time, and those would be like the holiday staple. In terms of like holiday and fashion and getting ready for a lot of these events we're attending. are there a couple staple pieces in your wardrobe that you like to keep around or things that you like to like recycle or you reuse for different holidays? By that, if there's like a specific jacket that you're like, this is a go-to, or things that people should maybe think of maybe purchasing, or things that they don't need to purchase that they may already have in their closet. Because something that we don't talk about is a lot of events where you have pressure to have outfits for all these events because some people feel like maybe they need to purchase something new for each event, or maybe they could rework things that they have in their closet. So are there any staple pieces that you guys go to every year for the holidays?
Not really. I tend to just wear whatever on Christmas because like you said, there's a lot of wastage. So, and I know that Christmas outfits, they are really bad quality and usually one use only. So I don't usually purchase them. I mean, I know I'm wearing this elf hat, but that's not something I usually do. So what I'll usually do on Christmas Day is if somebody buys me clothes as a present, I'll wear the clothes Christmas Day to like show how grateful I am for their presents.
Awesome. My staple, and you'll probably see me on the show wearing all the time. I love black for any occasion. It could be like the most joyous occasion or whatever. But I always say like a black dress is clutch for any event. And you can pair it with like a red lipstick, a red shoe, or you can just like, tone it down or jazz it up. But I always say if you're looking for a styling attire for any event, black dress.
I definitely agree with both of you on black. I'm a big person who wears black. And also for Ruby, when you said just wear what you have available, yes. I
Yeah.
normally will wear a black turtleneck and leggings. I think I've done that for a couple of years. If I'm going to an actual event or party, I'll just add a sparkly top. It's gold or silver with some black leather pants. So I think the only thing I do purchase is something sparkly. But other than
Yes.
that, I'll wear like a black turtleneck and leggings and some shoes. So that I've basically done every year as well. Um, Before we kind of head out and just kind of like to sum, looking over this whole year and kind of going into the new year almost, because right, we're almost there. Is there like one
Believe it.
accomplishment that you look back to and you're like, wow, I'm really proud this happened going into the holidays, or just something you're grateful for, whether it's something you've learned, something that you've accomplished, or just something you're proud of yourself for this year?
I can start. I think, doing the show with both of you is really cool to enter the new year. I think it's going to be so fun as we continue to do episodes together. So I'd have to say this opportunity alone has been amazing. Ruby, what about you?
Well, I agree with you absolutely. One thing I've worked on is my confidence and being able to be assertive to so it's okay to say no, just knowing that because in the past I've been so anxious to say no and I've said no yes anyway, even though I felt not comfortable doing things. So I'd say I've really worked on my confidence. How about you, Rachel?
Yeah, I think for me, I have a lot of like passions and passion projects. So I think something I've done really well this year is just believing in them, like to the fullest.
Mhm.
I've always kind of let like self-doubt creep in sometimes. And I went from not confining in my ideas with like other people. Sometimes, like when I was younger, I used to have an idea. I used to tell everybody I know. So I have this idea about this thing, and what do you think? And sometimes I wouldn't like the responses. So I've learned to kind of just trust my own gut this year and just kind of, you know, really truly believe in like my passion, whatever that is. So definitely took some time, but I think I really like mastered that skill this year. So that's something I'm really proud of. If you could have like one tip for anyone going into the new year, because I know like after Christmas we have our New Year's and like some of our bucket list items or some of our goals, and like what is something that you would tell people who are kind of going through the holidays and are some people are stressed of the new year coming and feel the pressure of that, and what are some tips that you would have for people that are kind of overwhelmed with the holidays and overwhelmed getting it going into the new year?
I have to say, stay present. And I think sometimes we overstress ourselves because we're thinking so much about the next week, the next month, the next year, that it causes unnecessary stress. So I say to everybody, just put one foot in front of the other, take a deep breath, and you'll naturally see small steps will make big leaps, and you'll make all your goals. And to really absorb and cherish the time with your loved ones, because like I've mentioned before, you never know how much time you have left with them. Ruby?
Great.
So I'd say be quite gentle with yourself. Know that you can't always meet your expectations, and that's okay. Um, it's it's impossible to strive for perfection, so don't worry. And I think it's also good to take time for yourself, give yourself time to relax, um, and don't always feel pressured to meet people and do things you don't want to do because it's really important to let yourself recharge and recover.
Okay.
I think you both had some great points. Definitely things that I should incorporate, and everyone should as well. Something that I definitely thought of and canceled is New Year's resolutions or things that I just think those
Yeah.
are things that, yeah, like it should incorporate into your life in general and just not feel
Yeah.
pressured to do them for a specific year. So that sort of really helps me out. And I honestly enjoyed like speaking with both of you ladies today and just kind of talking about what we're doing over the holidays. I'm excited to continue having more conversations with you over on FEM. So I wanted to let you both give you both a chance to tell the audience kind of where they can find you on social media.
So I have my personal business, which is Divine Essence, and the essence is spelled with an S instead of a C to make the word sense. And I also have my personal account, which is Natasha J. Dean, and you can find me on Instagram or Facebook.
How about you?
So my Instagram username is it's a really weird name, but it's Ruby Red Reg.
I
So if you
love
want to
it.
find me on Instagram, just follow me at Ruby Red Reg.
Um, you can find me on LinkedIn, Ashol Bab. So my first name ACHOL and my last name BAB. You can also find me on Instagram at darkpower underscore and the O is a zero. If you did enjoy our episode and you do want to watch more episodes like this, you can find us on the True TV Plus app, which you can download on your phone or on your TV as well if you did like this and you want to watch more episodes. So we are on the Fem Network where you can find the Blaze Show. So once again, you can download the app on your phone or on your TV. Thank you so much again for tuning in and joining. We wish you all a happy holiday and a great new year as well. And we hope to see you again in the new year. Thank you so much. Bye.
Happy holidays.